Okay, I decided that this is going to be one of the, uh, not throwaway, but just another video uh, for y'all to watch. Again, what the ticker is and what the time frame is irrelevant. You do this with whatever it is you're trading, with whatever time frame you are on. When I sit down at the computer and open up my trading platform and I'm ready to do a trade I'm looking for a trade, the very first thing I look for on any chart is a 9 count. This 9 count is a study from a man, and his name is Tom DeMark. And there's a 9 count and there's a 13 count. I only use the 9 count. Now, to only have the 9 count on your charts, you go under sequence counter. Sequence counter is in the charts or in the studies right here, and it's right there. Okay, and what I do is the buy array and the sell array I shut off. See, I don't have it checked. I don't have that one checked, and I don't have this one checked. All the others I have checked. If it's a sell, I color it red. You just click this and you can change the color. If it's buy, I have it green. That's simple. Same with perfect buy. Perfect buy and perfect sell is just an arrow. Okay. So, let's see if we can find an arrow somewhere. Yeah, see these arrows here? That's the perfect buy and perfect sell. I don't use them. Um, for me, they're just for informational purposes, and that's the only reason why I have them on there. Okay, as I said in an earlier video, and I will say all the time, you look for a 9. Bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9, and I say it that way because there's no such thing as a 10 bar on a 9 count. There's only 9. It's only a 9 count. On bars 8, 9, or 10, a reversal can happen. Okay? And what you want is you want bars 8, 9, or 10. In this case, you're looking to go long. You're looking for price to head higher again. You want bars 8, 9, or 10 making the low of the 9 count. Okay, so my numbers are up here. When I put the cursor over, the low for this 8 is 57015. Okay? 570. Let's just use 015. Okay? The low of this 9 is 5700. So the low of this 9 was lower than the 8. That's a good thing. But then here comes the 10 bar, and it made a lower low. Perfect. That's what you want to see. Now, what I do is bars 8, 9, or 10, or in this case, the low was on the 10 bar. What I do is I wait for price to close above this red line, the OUL. Now, If you're using this charting system, let me know so I can get the OUL to you because you absolutely want it. It's one of the best studies you could ever have. What I did in this case, I did another Nadex trade. I'm going to get into Nadex down the road because Nadex, I think you can open up an account for 250 bucks. If you can put a couple grand in it, put a couple grand in it. And I will do some videos with Nadex. But what I did in this case is I saw that the 10 made the low, and as soon as price crossed the OUL, I went long. Okay, and my trade the I think the contract I picked had an hour and 17 minutes or something like that. So the expectation after a 9 count to the downside is the bulls push price up to resistance. The top of this one bar is the current resistance. Okay, so I'm going to put a line there. And I'm going to make sure we're at that price. This high is 5771. So I'm just going to put it exact, 5771. So the minimum expectation is for price to get up to this line. Okay? Well, if you got in here on a even this is forex, and chances are you won't be trading forex for a while. But again, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if this was the Aussie dollar and US dollar. It doesn't matter if it was Harley Davidson. It doesn't. It makes no difference what this says. It's all the same system. Okay. So as I was saying, you get in. I got in here. You can wait until you get a close above the red line. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And you expect price to be pushed up to this resistance. Like I said, the top of this one bar is resistance. If it's a one to the downside, correction to the upside, let's find a one to the upside. Okay, right here. You get a 9 count to the upside. Okay. Now you don't want to take this trade. Why? Because price didn't get below the red line, did it? Okay. But had it, okay. Let's see if I can find let's see if I can find one to have a good explanation here. Jeez. I don't know if I'm going to find one or not. Ugh, screwed that up. I'm messing it up even more now. Okay, here we go. Okay. Um, okay, this one wouldn't have worked. And please understand, This is not 100%. There is no holy grail to trading. Okay? There is no holy grail. But we got a 9 count to the upside. Okay, we didn't get any sort of signal. I guess, well, I guess we did. We got a 3 bar reversal, I guess, because this made a high. The problem with this one was that there was a close above the 9. If there's a close above or below the 9, I don't like to take the trade. Correction, the 10. If there is a close above the high bar on a 9 count, I don't like to take the trade because it's it's telling it's it's got enough strength to stay up there. Okay. So had you taken this trade, you got a 9 count, you had a 3 bar reversal, and you got underneath the red line. The expectation would have been for the bears to push price down to the bottom of the one candle. This is support. If it supports, you want to take your profits and go on your way. If it gives way, you stay in the trade. Okay? But the expectation after a 9 count is either for bulls to push price up to resistance or bears to push price down to support. The I don't use this green line very much. One of the gals that I'm teaching, she made the observation that if the red and green light cross, you can go in that direction, and if that works for her, hey, that's great. Um, I haven't used it that way. Um, and if you do use it that way, I would suggest maybe using it in a little higher time frame, maybe at least a 30 minute. I wouldn't um, just from these examples right here. Uh, you know, it crossing here, not staying very long. This would have worked pretty well. This wouldn't have worked so hot. But this is simply an 8 minute chart. Okay, and I just I don't use it that way. But if it works, if it works for somebody, hey, why not? So so as I was saying, I got in long when this bar crossed this red line, and my strike is 57.26. Okay, if this is Nadex, so don't get really wrapped up in this. Okay, as I said, I will cover this in a later video. But I bought let's see, average price. Each Nadex contract is worth $100. Okay, so I bought one contract for $52.25. 52.25. So I have a potential $47.75 profit in this trade. Now, like I said, I got in with an hour. I think it was like an hour and 17 minutes uh, left of the trade. Nadex are short-term options. Okay, Options expire. Think of options as an ice cube. Set it out on your kitchen table and it eventually becomes a puddle of water. Well, that's exactly what stock options are, or, well, any option. When this ticks to 0 minutes and 0 seconds, that $47 is mine because price, as long as price is above 57.26. 57.26 is down here. Okay, so as long as price stays up above this, up here, down here, let me put a line there. 57.26. Close enough. 57.26. As long as price is above there, I'm making money. Now we're getting close to resistance, aren't we? So I'm soon going to have a decision to make. I have the MACD here. Now what happens with this strategy is when the line of the MACD, this red line here is the zero line. When this line of the MACD gets to the zero line and crosses, the next expectation is for this red line and price to meet up with each other. This line might go higher as price goes sideways. Price could pull back, come back and kiss that red line. However it happens, okay? However it happens, if price kisses this red line, bounces on any candle, if this candle was down here and kissed the red line and then price closed above it, that has rejected lower price. That gives you the expectation of higher price. If price gets to the red line and breaks the red line and closes below it, the expectation is lower price. Now, yes, sometimes it'll bounce and the next candle it'll close below, or one candle will close below it and the next one will close above it. It's the way it is. You know, there's no perfect science to trading. And not everything works, well, nothing works all the time. It's all about possibilities and probabilities. So what I'm looking for right now, I'm not worried about the red line right now. What I'm looking for right now is I like price to tag that number. This number is exactly 5771. I like price to tag 5771. Does it always? Nope. Just like I said, nothing works all the time. But we're close to resistance. We're above the red line. Okay. So there's a bull case and there's a bear case, isn't there? Bear case is it could get up to this resistance and not break it. Maybe The MACD will break the zero line, price in the OUL. This is called the OUL, oscillator unchanged line. Price in the OUL kiss, or maybe they don't. So you just have to see what happens. But you know, if price gets up here and tags this and doesn't close above it, if it goes up there, tags that price, pulls back and closes below it, I know to get out of this trade. I know to take my profits. If this closes right here, well, I've got another candle to go, right? Because the MACD isn't above zero line yet. We're not at a 9 count yet. Now, what prints these numbers? These numbers print based on this bar and the bar 4 bars earlier. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This bar closed above, or this bar got above the open of this bar. This is the open, since it's a down bar. It opened here and closed down here. Okay? This bar, it opened here and closed up here. So that's green. So this bar got above the close of the bar 4 bars earlier. And every bar after that, up to this 6. This bar closed above the bar 4 bars earlier. This one, this one, this one, and right now, so far, this one. If, say, price starts going sideways, if before the 9 count is complete and a bar closes below the close of 4 bars earlier, these numbers will go away. But right now, the only number I was really concerned about was down here, wasn't it? I'm not really worried about these right now. I could actually care less about these. This is what I was concerned about back here. Right? Because I found a 9 count. 9 count, got a reversal, got above the red line, and we've been off to the races ever since. Now, these Nadex, a little bit about these Nadex options, is since options expire, there's 2 things working for me. The passage of time and price. Okay? Price has been going higher, gets me above my strike, right? This is called the strike. And time is passing away. So the more time passes away, the more this I bought it. So the more time passes away, the more expensive this option gets because there's less time. Okay? So where's this strike at up here? 57.26. So back here, I bought it for $52.25. Okay? Right now, it's worth $94.50. Okay? And that's what makes this number. The difference between what I bought it for and what it's now worth. And remember, I said each contract is worth $100. Okay? So it's kind of something like this here is kind of a judgment call, okay? Because this bar opened at what? My numbers are up here. So this bar opened at 57.44. This high of this bar was 57.60. What? Oh, okay. No. Okay. This bar opened at 57.66. This high of this bar is 57.66. So it's not the top of this bar that resisted, is it? It was this opening price right here. So in a situation like that, you kind of have a judgment call. Okay. Right now, we have a bearish engulfing candle, don't we? And we have a shooting star. This this candle is the exact opposite of this candle, isn't it? This is called a hammer. This candle here is the single most bullish candle on a chart. And it always needs confirmation, which in this case it did. This one's just the opposite. It has the tail at the top and the body at the bottom. That's called a shooting star. That's a bearish signal. A bearish engulfing candle is when this candle completely engulfs the body of the last candle. So this one's a bearish engulfing candle right here. It completely engulfed the body of that candle, and that's a bearish signal. And in this case, it went lower. Okay. The reversal signals are only paid attention to at points of resistance, support, swing points. Okay, a swing point is a point on a chart where price changed direction. This is a swing point right down here. It was coming down and it reversed. That's a swing point. This can be support also. Came up, that's a swing point. Reversed, came down. Got down here, reversed, that's a swing point. Okay? The only time a signal is paid attention to is if it's confirmed. Okay? There really wasn't anything down here telling me that price was going to reverse other than my 9 count. Yes, this can be considered a hammer, but you see the little tail at the top? I don't like that. I like solid hammers. That's a solid hammer right there. Okay? So because there's no tail at the top of it. It's a clean hammer. That's what I like that, because what they did was they pushed price up and they closed it a little bit lower. Okay. The only time a candle releases its information is when it closes. Okay, you saw all the rigmarole that went through building this candle, didn't you? It was clear down here, and then it's been going up and down and up and down, and now it's back up here. It's no longer a bearish engulfing candle. Right now it's a hammer. Okay, a hammer in a spot like this, you know, a hammer is only a hammer after a downtrend. After a downtrend. This hammer here, in the spot that it's at, has zero meaning. Zero. So keep that in mind. It's a good thing to write down and remember. What do we got? We got oh heck, I still have a half hour. And we're at an 8 count again, aren't we? Now, what I have found is if a candle other than the 8, 9, or 10 make the high, price wants to go higher. If a candle other than the 8, 9, or 10 make the low, it wants to go lower. So I'll pause this video and we'll get a little closer to the end of my trade here, and we'll see what happens with this trade. And it'll be kind of cool to see. Okay, so this bar finally closed, and we have a bearish engulfing candle, don't we? This one completely engulfs the body of this candle. And we're at a 9 count. So if this candle confirms this one, meaning closes lower, we have a confirmed reversal. Now, I will have a decision to make, and you will too when you start trading. If you get a confirmation, you'll have a decision to see if this is going to get above the 0 line. And if it does, wait to see if price, or wait to see when price and the red line kiss, right? And see if you're willing to accept that that move right there. Now this red line, every time a new candle prints, this red line moves. Okay, that's what it does. Okay, now you just saw all those numbers go away. Because why? 1, 2, 3, 4. This bar is inside the close of this bar. So now it's printing, then it prints a 1. But it's just kind of meandering. But in my situation here, I have less than 3 bars left, don't I? These are 8-minute bars, and I have 21 minutes left. So the question I have to ask myself is, what are the chances of price getting from here down to here and putting me in a losing trade? Now what you can do, and what I do a lot, is I drop down to a 3-minute chart. Now, like if you're on a daily chart, you could drop down to a 2-hour, a 4-hour, a 30-minute, and see what price is doing. See where you are around resistance and such. So now here, remember this is a 3-minute chart, okay? Where was resistance? Right here, right? This is the resistance on the 8-minute chart. This was the resistance on the 3-minute chart. And what happened? It closed above it. Okay? So, and also, what did I say? If bars 8, 9, or 10 aren't the high, usually price will go higher. Now, again, nothing is all the time. Nothing works all the time. Okay, so you just kind of gotta um, you know, it's a judgment call kind of thing. Now, what I'm looking at doing, since price is doing what it's doing, the MACD is nowhere near the zero line, is it? So the chances of the OUL holding price are slim. So I'm going to get out of my trade. I'm going to take my $37 and I'm going to be a happy camper. Okay? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I took my profits. Still a profitable trade. Okay? I didn't make $47, but it's still a profitable trade. I only did one contract to show you guys. Usually it's 10 contracts, and I would have made $370, and you know, I I could call that a day. My daily goal is $195. If I had a job that paid me $195 a day, I'd I'd make a pretty decent living. So I could call it a day. Of course I won't. I got a bunch of other trades going right now. So, and you will too. Okay? That's how that works. Thanks for watching.